Alright, so I owed you guys a video talking about this sooner because I know that after the performance that Kell Brook had against Gennady Golovkin, I had a lot of respect for his, because he make no mistake, he's a very talented fighter. He showed a lot of ability. He showed a lot of vulnerabilities in Gennady Golovkin, and he wowed me. I was mesmerized by what this 147 pounder was able to do to this 160 pounder. I mean, I thought it was incredible. Even though he got knocked out, those rounds where he was fighting Gennady Golovkin were definitely one of the more fun rounds of. Even though it wasn't one of those fights that you should be looking forward to, though. I mean, it was a good fight. I'm just gonna be real. Like, it was a very entertaining fight. But after I'm slowly starting to like the spell that Kell Brook casted on me in the ring that night against Gennady Golovkin has finally been broken. I'm now opening my eyes. I'm no longer awed by what he did in the ring, because just the shit that he's saying to the media and stuff like that is making me realize I knew this before the whole Gennady Golovkin fight, but again, it was a performance that really wowed me and kind of humbled me and to stop talking. But now, after seeing what he's saying to the media and stuff like that, I'm back. My eyes are open, and I'm seeing once again that Kell Brook is the same type of scum, piece of shit champion, just like the rest of them. All right, I'm not saying all the champions in boxing are a piece of shit, but he's clearly this guy. I thought he was showing promise, by some of the things they said about Errol Spence earlier, or late last year. But now it's like he's going back to this whole runaround talking about, he just made he just had an interview. Let me pull this up. It was on Boxing Scene real quick. I got this real quick. Hold on. This is what he says to a reporter. Okay, the team around me wants me to move to 154 pounds because they know I perform better at a higher weight. But because I'm stubborn, I'm a world champion at 140, and I'm a world champion at 147 pounds. I want to stay down here, Brook told Sky Sports. Okay, so, and then he continues on. He says, we're talking about this Spence character. He's a mandatory. We've even been talking about Manny Pacquiao, Keith Thurman. There are all these fights that we've wanted, and we wanted these fights for years, but I'm stubborn, and I really want to stay down here at 147. And then the last quote is, we're in a predicament now. Like, what do you mean we're in a predicament? Okay, you said it, and you acknowledge the fact that Spence is your mandatory. Okay, there's no other option. Okay, Spence is your me. Here's my thing. Okay, I understand that he had this because of the injury that he had in his eye. He's having an extended time period to hold on to that belt, and that actually makes sense. I respect the IBF for giving him that extended time period, because that's an orbital eye fracture is nothing to play with. Believe me, I would know. Speaking from experience, all right, personal experience, and Kell Brook, it's like he's letting us all know that he doesn't have intent. Even after he's healed, in these quotes, he's pretty much letting us know that his main target, he says it here. All right, we're still in talks with many different options, but Amir Khan is still my main target, okay? Quote, Amir Khan is still my main target. It's like he doesn't, his interest is not in Spence, who is his mandatory. My thing is this, all right? If Kell Brook is listening to this video right now, I would like him to understand, if your main target after you're fully healed up, with the eye injury and everything, is not Errol Spence Jr., then what you need to do right now is drop that belt, because this is how you start losing fans. This is how you start losing respect, this respect that you gained after the incredible performance that you had against Gennady Golovkin. Okay, it's one thing to say, hey, you know what? I'm going to drop this belt because, I fucked up my eye. And you could have at least bowed out gracefully. You still would have, you still could have kept face that way. I fucked up my eye. I can't fight. I can't defend this belt against this kid, in this condition. I'm going to just hand over my belt. I mean, fans wouldn't like it. Of course, we'd all prefer to see you fight Errol Spence, for that belt. But, it is what it is. It still would have been a better situation than holding the fucking division hostage just because you want to get these big money fights. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just ridiculous. If you want these fights with these other people outside of Errol Spence Jr., then drop that belt. Stop holding the division hostage. This is the type of shit that makes fans go fucking crazy, man. Like, come on now. I'm just how like I had so much respect for Kell Brook after the performance he had on Triple G. You know, he seemed like a man without fear to me. Like, even though I knew going into the fight that he only just wanted to go, he the only reason why he wanted to fight Triple G was because he wanted to get paid out to get to lose his O. Okay, I knew this going into that fight, but still, the performance that he put on that night, you know, it was incredible, man, to me. And, you know, I'm sorry, you know, to all my subscribers, everybody that's listening to this, for, you know, falling for that BS, okay? You know, for allowing just that performance alone make me lose sight of things. Because clearly, Kell Brook is not the man that I was beginning to think he was, all right? So, it is what it is. I hope that Kell Brook just drops that belt, because he doesn't plan on defending it against. It's crazy, man. Like, when it's JoJo Dan or, you know, Kevin Bezier, he has no problems, you know, fighting his mandatory. But when it's Errol Spence Jr., well, we know what the deal is. We know why he doesn't want to fight Errol Spence Jr. He's the truth. Okay, let's. I don't know, man. A casual fan. I'm gonna end the video off right here. I'm very disappointed in the news I'm hearing these days, but, you know, what can I do? All I can do is talk about it, clearly. So, thank you guys for listening.